Here's my audience, Mike and Katie. Alright, today I'm going to be speaking about the financial crisis of 2008, also known as the global financial crisis. It affected millions of people across the world. The reason that it affected everybody is because everything is so connected, and it caused a domino effect. The United States has a lot of investors from different countries, so if our economy goes down or businesses close shop, it causes losses for them as well. My teacher, Dr. Larry Kimball, explained this situation to me like this. America in the last decade was very appealing to the outside investors, so naturally we gathered extra wealth from abroad, like Europe and China in particular. Then when the financial crisis started happening, not only were Americans losing money, but many other investors in foreign countries as well. This hurt other countries' economies as well. Thus, it all started with ours. Throughout the presentation, I'm going to be explaining the events that occurred during the financial crisis and some of the events that even caused the financial crisis. First, we're going to look at the housing market. And over the last decade, basically, the peak of the housing market was in 2007. And from this graph, you can see that in end of 2006 to 2007 was a peak, which this is showing the prices as well, which is in upper 20s. Then it dropped down to the low 15s, bottom 20s in this graph. And this is national city of the 10 biggest cities in the United States. According to Time magazine, the peak was in 2007, but that graph is kind of showing it towards the middle of 2006. Since 2007, the American housing market has seen a $7 trillion loss. Now I bet you're wondering, how can a market decrease like that in just a short amount of time? James F. Davis explains the reason that the Clinton administration pressured banks to help poor people become homeowners with loans called subprime. These subprime loans require less credentials to be accepted for them. This allowed people with fewer assets, no down payment, and or no verification of the income to receive the loans. Another factor is that the Federal Reserve, another government-made organization, they made the interest rates low, basically. When the interest rates are low, it makes it more appealing to other investors to grab them to buy houses or to put them in financial institutions. This allowed more people to buy the homes, which increased the value of the homes as well. In the peak of 2007, the housing market began to decline tremendously. The subprime loans that allowed people to buy properties were defaulting. Currently, 25% of these loans are in default. But the catch is that not only the banks who lent these loans, but other investment banks are in trouble. Because what they did, the banks bought the loans from the lenders. So even though they got rid of their loans, they're still in fault for them. Investment banks are public entities that use outside investors' monies for services such as securities and other brokering for clients, according to the website Investopedia. So now these large financial institutions that have foreign and American investors' money are now in billions of dollars in debt from the bad loans. This ultimately decreases the wealth of the investors, domestic and foreign. Not only did it cost the ordinary investors millions, but also killed the housing market. Houses were being foreclosed and sent back to the bank. I remember my uncle telling me condos in downtown Phoenix, Arizona were selling less than 40% of the original value. As you can imagine, the housing companies and homeowners seen a huge loss. The nation's finances were in turmoil. Businesses were closing shop, unemployment increased, investors lost millions, and large financial institutions were on the verge of collapse. The stock market itself took a very large hit as well, declining on October 6, 2008, according to the website MoneyZine. Dow Jones declined 18.1%. And according to this graph right here, you can see in January 2008 and 2009, the stock market took a huge hit and is steady on the climb since then. The markets were very volatile for the next couple of years, which you see in the graph as well. To combat the crisis, the President Bush and his administration proposed a TARP bailout, which did pass. According to Neil Bartkowski, the former special United States Treasury Department inspector, that the bailout did prevent financial Armageddon. The TARP stands for Troubled Asset Relief Program, and it was designed to purchase assets and equity from financial institutions to strengthen the financial sector. Most people disagreed with the bailout because, unfortunately, it put millions of taxpayers on the hook for irresponsible actions of a few. Still, today, there is a lot of controversy over this bailout. It did help the economy, but the big question is, why do we let ourselves as a nation take so many unnecessary risks? Now you have learned some information about the crisis that our country is still feeling effects from to this day. Also, foreign countries that were invested are still having financial problems. The financial crisis of 2008 is considered to be the worst since the Great Depression, resulting in government bailouts, an increase in unemployment rate, and a large decrease in housing prices. Remember that careless loaning such as subprimes, fear in future, and risk-taking by large financial institutions can be the death of the economy. With the knowledge I presented, I hope you are more educated as citizens to know what can destroy an economy. Thank you.